Teachers, who's the worst parent you've seen? I taught third grade for 15 years before I met Brandon's mom. This kid was 8 years old, always came to school in dirty clothes that smelled like cigarette smoke, and fell asleep at his desk every morning around 10 a.m. like he'd been up all night. His lunch was usually a bag of stale chips and a warm soda from a vending machine. Sometimes nothing at all. I'd quietly slip him granola bars from my desk drawer and pretend I didn't notice when he stuffed extras in his backpack for dinner. Brandon was smart as a whip but couldn't focus to save his life. He'd do amazing work one day, then completely zone out the next. His homework was hit or miss, and he never had supplies when we needed them for projects or assignments. I called his mom Ashley multiple times about parent-teacher conferences. She'd agree to come, sound all concerned on the phone, then never show up. When I finally reached her again, she always had the same excuse: working double shifts at the factory and couldn't get time off. One Thursday afternoon, I decided to do a home visit. I'd never done one before in my career, but something about Brandon's situation worried me more than usual. His address led me to this rundown apartment complex on the sketchy edge of town. I climbed the concrete stairs to Unit 12B and knocked on the door. Ashley answered wearing silk pajamas at 3 p.m., cigarette dangling from her lips, reality TV blaring so loud I could barely think straight. The apartment reeked of smoke, old takeout food, and something else I couldn't identify. But here's what absolutely shocked me to my core. The living room was packed with expensive stuff. Brand new 65-inch flat screen TV, genuine leather sectional couch, latest gaming console, designer purse sitting on the marble counter. I could see into the kitchen where premium liquor bottles lined the windowsill like trophies. Brandon was sitting cross-legged on the dirty carpet, eating cereal from a cracked plastic bowl, still wearing the exact same clothes from school. No homework in sight, no books, no school supplies anywhere in that apartment. Ashley immediately went on the defensive when she saw me looking around. Brandon's perfectly fine, she said, positioning herself to block my view into the rest of the place. He doesn't need any special help or attention. Kids these days are just naturally lazy. I mentioned his chronic attendance issues and complete lack of basic school supplies. She rolled her eyes dramatically and said school was basically free babysitting, and if I had such big problems with her kid, maybe I wasn't cut out for teaching after all. That's when Brandon looked up from his soggy cereal and said something that absolutely shattered my heart into pieces. Mom, you promised we'd get my school stuff this week. My teacher says I really need folders and pencils for my work. Ashley snapped at him like he'd insulted her. I already told you we don't have money for that expensive stuff. Your teacher can provide it herself if it's so damn important to her. But I could literally see multiple shopping bags from luxury stores sitting by that leather couch. Designer store logos, expensive boutique names. She'd clearly been shopping that very day while her son went without notebooks and pencils. The absolute worst part came when I gently suggested Brandon might qualify for our free lunch program. Ashley got furious and started yelling about how her family didn't need any handouts from the government, that she made plenty of money to take care of her own kid just fine. Meanwhile, Brandon quietly finished his cereal and walked to the kitchen sink to wash his bowl. The sink was overflowing with dirty dishes, but no one else was going to clean up after him. I left that apartment feeling physically sick to my stomach. This wasn't neglect caused by poverty or lack of resources. This was a mother who actively chose designer handbags over her child's most basic educational needs. I reported everything to child services that same day, but they said having nice possessions wasn't technically illegal, and Brandon wasn't showing signs of physical abuse. The case went absolutely nowhere. The breaking point came 2 weeks later during our annual holiday classroom party. Every single kid brought something special to share except Brandon. He sat alone in the corner, quietly watching his classmates eat homemade cookies and drink hot chocolate their parents had provided. I was busy setting up our craft station when I overheard Ashley talking loudly on her phone in the hallway outside. She was bragging to someone about the expensive designer boots she just bought herself, laughing about how she totally deserved nice things after working so hard all year. Her 8-year-old son was literally 10 feet away, watching his classmates make holiday ornaments with supplies their caring parents had provided, while he sat empty-handed because his mom had spent his supply money on herself again. That night, I drove straight to Target and spent $200 of my own teacher salary buying Brandon everything he needed for the rest of the school year: folders, mechanical pencils, glue sticks, construction paper, colored markers, scissors, the complete works. When I quietly gave him that box of supplies the next morning before class started, Brandon looked inside and immediately started crying. Not sad tears of embarrassment, but pure happy tears of relief and gratitude. He hugged that simple cardboard box of basic school supplies like it contained actual treasure, like it was the most valuable thing anyone had ever given him in his entire young life.